with the first question, Sat Shree is going to answer, is from Laura van Leeuwen. And she had a question about the world peace meditation, and I'm going to kind of give the dense version because it's kind of a long question. Her question is about holding the energetics during the world peace meditation. She said it starts with the tamasic energy rising during the chanting of Om. And when we start with the Hiranyagarbhaya mantra, it intensifies. If I'm able to stay present and we enter the Om Tat Sat Om technique, I can feel the energy trying to enter the body, but I cannot hold it. It feels as if something knocks me down and as if it's too much for the body. During the silent sitting part, I become more aware and in my body again. And afterwards, I feel drained and mostly sick. And she says she tried to anchor beforehand, but it didn't make any difference. So she's asking Sat Shree if there's anything she can do to support the body with manifesting the energy.
Yes, two things. One, know that is exactly perfect. And two, to endure calmly. What's happening is the Sat force is trying to enter your system, but there's too much inherent tamas in the body. That is having it, at least for this particular cycle, having it more difficult. There is likely going to be better times and worse times with regards to this. But basically, the only time the Sat force flows relatively freely is in Sattva. When it's in Tamas or Rajas, you're going to each have different issues that arises. So the thing that's going on is you understand that the nature of this force is cellular. It's coming into your body. Now, in this case, you can't ground it because it's a universal, it's beyond universal, it's a cosmic force coming into your system. The fact that you can feel the heaviness means your system can receive it to that extent. As a matter of fact, what it's trying to do is push you into an asat samadhi, where you just go out. And the only problem with it is there's so much physical quantum to it that it's so uncomfortable that it can't complete as a samadhi. So it's just uncomfortable. Now, I remember when this was happening for me in India, I remember I could not come off the floor. I was sitting on the floor because it was cool. When the force would come in, it would be literally, I'd fold over in half on the floor, come to some degree of awareness and try to get up off the floor. And I would spend about 15 minutes moving my body enough so I had the strength to lift myself off the floor and roll onto the mattress that was fairly near to it, and then just endure. So this is the nature of transformation. Welcome to my world. If you've not had this before, then it's likely not yet your time to fully receive the Sat force. Now that is what's happening. You can't do anything with it but endure calmly and know it's purposeful. What will happen eventually is this exhaustion you feel afterwards is because so much of your energetic and cellular structure is being moved around while this is going on, that the body is out of whack. Your system is out of whack. So it takes some time, but you will start feeling better and you'll feel more better. You will feel a greater capacity. So it is an ordeal, and going through the ordeals like an eye of the needle. And that means that you reach the eye is the limit of your current capacity to receive and include the intensity of this cosmic force in your system. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. I suggest this to people. Sometimes being reclined while you're sitting in the world peace meditation, not too much. You don't want to be horizontal because that feeds the tamas. But somewhere in between will relieve some of the stress, the pressure, and some of the discomfort. And the other thing is that since it's so physical, you could take something like a Tylenol, and it does help the body tolerate and recover from the pressure. So, this is just proof that it works. It's just learning to let it come in. I get it. It's hard, it's tough, and you're not going to make it any better except with time. The more you do it, the more it'll happen. Now, my suggestion is you can hold off on the interventions with me, because that is definitely a supercharged bringing in of the Sat force. And for a while, just do the other meditations that are on, that you can link up with in the community, the world peace meditations that are in the community. And it won't have the same intensity. But it's up to you, you know, that what that process is a matter of just how true it resonates for you. This is, when you can get the truth of this, then you're aligned with your purpose and the opportunity this holds. But you've got to be patient with your system, because even though your awareness may be aligned, your body may not. And that is something that takes time. The body is slow. It's a system of stability that keeps itself in place by doing the same things again and again, breathing, eating, digesting, all those things. And so are we a reflection of this? Our habitual personality is a reflection of that stability. So this is a disruption by an expansion and a shifting of that entire matrix that has organized you in a familiar way. So it's always going to be uncomfortable at sometimes very uncomfortable.